The story, I'd like to go across France 24's Theo Merz standing by in Moscow for us. Theo, what does this ruling mean exactly?
Well, it essentially means the end for Alexei Navalny's organization, for his movement. In its current form, it means that anyone involved in it, who is acting for it now, faces arrest and very long prison sentences. And this is a really big moment, because just a few months ago, this group had campaign headquarters, had offices all across the country. It was the only opposition movement with that kind of network and that kind of reach at all. And also the other major significance of this ruling is that anyone who's been involved with Navalny's organization for the last few years is not going to be able to stand for elected positions. And there's a parliamentary election coming up in Russia later this year that no one who has supported Navalny will be able to stand for. So there will effectively be no real opposition to the ruling United Russia Party.
And Theo, why now? Why just days ahead of this meeting between Joe Biden and Vladimir Putin in Geneva?
Well, it's probably more significant that this is coming ahead of the parliamentary elections, but also it does pose a challenge to the US president with this first summit with Mr. Putin, because if he presses ahead with the summit, if he meets with Mr. Putin despite this ruling, it seems that perhaps that he's not taking this political repression quite as seriously as his rhetoric has suggested. He's promised to put democracy and human rights back at the center of US foreign policy. But then if he does walk away from the meeting, it opens him up to charges from the Russian side that he is walking away from an opportunity of dialogue and the opportunity to improve very bad relations between the US and Russia at the moment. Already the State Department has called on Russia to end what they call political repression. So that has certainly raised the stakes ahead of this meeting, and it will be very interesting to see what Biden does say about all of this if and when it does go ahead.
Theo, thank you very much for that. Theo Merz reporting there for us from Moscow.